Hi, my name is Michael Humphreyville. I was introduced to FasterEFT about getting close to 10 years ago, something like that, by Edie Carver, whose daughter I was dating at the time. Edie was just getting into it. Nowadays, she's a master practitioner, and she had Kristen and I watching videos, and they were scary when I first saw it. You know, they evoked a very visceral reaction because, you know, you have your stuff and it's all you've known and you want to hold on to it, and anything you don't think you want to hold on to it, but anything that seems like it could make a difference for you is a scary thing, because change is a scary thing when it comes to dealing with things that you've held on to your whole life. And they ended up convincing me to come to a seminar in Oklahoma City on finances. I don't know, it was 8 or 9 years ago, something like that. And I went, you know, I paid, I came back here, and I went to the seminar, and it scared the living shit out of me. I remember walking out that first day saying, oh my God, looking at Kristen, looking at Edie, and going, this is fucking voodoo, get me the fuck out of here. You know, and I was absolutely terrified, so scared. And I walked away from it at that point for probably, I don't know, a year, 2 years, something like that. Didn't do anything. I was in counseling on and off at the time. I've been in counseling on and off, you know, my entire life since I think the first time I was in counseling I was 13, and I was there for a few years. And when Kristen and I got together, she was seeing a therapist and convinced me to go see her, and you know, I got a bit of relief from that, but nothing really changed. You know, I felt a little bit more comfortable with where I was at and where I had been, and that was good. You know, I mean, that was, at that point, that was huge for me, because, you know, walking around with all this stuff, just to get, you know, be able to, if you're drowning, just getting that one little breath where you poke your head up above the water and you're able to breathe in, and then you go back down beneath the water, you know, it's still a relieving thing. Where was I going with this? So yeah, I took a break from it and I was in counseling, and then it came back around, you know, and that's kind of the story of my experience with FasterEFT, is that it just keeps coming around for me. And the next time it came around, Kristen had gotten the Ultimate Training Kit, borrowed it from her mom, and we sat down and we started watching videos and doing the training. And I was not the only resistant one, you know, I mean, between the two of us, it took us about 2.5 years to get through the level 1, you know, just watching, because we get triggered, we just get bored, we'd both be falling asleep during the videos, trying to, you know, whatever it was, our subconscious mind was trying to get us to stay away, you know. But we got through it, and we did level 1, and we ended up, actually it was probably more than, the timeline is off, but you know, I was certified track B when I went to my first training seminar in Vegas, October last year. And I see the changes in myself not so drastically as I see them in other people, but I know they're there because I'm so much different than I was. I'm a lot more comfortable nowadays in my own skin. I watch the people around me and remember what we were all like, because there are a lot of people here this week that were in Vegas with me, and I can look at them and go, it's not the same person. And I know that when they look at me, they have those same feelings. So, you know, I mean, even though I can't see necessarily the changes in myself, I know that they're there. You know, I have flipped some really big things. I used to have a really big fear of working. I used to have a really big fear of, you know, interacting with people, though I've never been shy, and you'd never know it. I was never comfortable interacting with people. I always felt less than. And, you know, I mean, that comes and goes. It's still there to a degree, but you know, we're working on it. It's progress. It's a process. And you know, I would highly recommend coming to any training seminar or any just weekend, transformational weekend. If you're curious, if you've tried things and you're open to trying things, I would highly recommend it. If you've ever been in therapy and felt let down, or if you've ever felt like you could benefit from, you know, anything, there's no one in my life that I have met that wouldn't benefit from this. And having the courage to stand up and take charge of your life and take this step for yourself. It is an investment in yourself, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. I don't know anyone who's done it, who has been involved, who's had a session, who's done trades, who's gone to a weekend seminar. I've never met anyone who didn't take something from it. You know, I mean, if you have a problem, the best thing you can do is to feel it. You know, to notice how it is that you know you have that problem. Just notice it and then just tap. You know, I mean, just use the points. Stop thinking about your problem when you're tapping, and just feel your fingers. Just feel it. Peace. And then just go back to it. You know, don't forget to go to a happy place, because that's the thing that when I first started tapping, that I would forget to do the most often. And that's such an important part of breaking that cycle, is to be able to go to a happy place and have that happy place as a resource for you. Because I mean, you have all these resources to feel shitty. It's important to remember that you have resources to feel good too, because no one that I've ever met has felt shitty their entire life. And if you can't think of one, make it up. It's really not that hard. What do you like? What do you enjoy? Pick a food, pick a place. You know, you like the forest? And I've had clients like that don't come to me with a happy memory. The first client I ever had didn't have a happy memory, and I wasn't even done with level 1 at that point. I didn't know what the hell to do. I just said, okay, well, what do you like? What's a good place that you remember just enjoying being there? And she said, I don't remember ever being there, but I think I would really enjoy being in a forest. I said, okay, well, what do you like about the forest? Just think about it. All the trees, maybe there's birds. Did it just rain there? You know, does it smell like rain? Is the ground wet? Is it dry? Is there a stream in the distance somewhere that you can just hear? And just feel that. Let it, you know, just be there as much as possible. Imagine what it would be like if you were sitting there and enjoying that experience. And that was enough. And that's the happy memory that I used with her for, I still work with her today, you know. So we've been using that one for many hours now. But yeah, you know, I mean, being able to utilize the resources to be happy, as well as the resources that most of us tend to use more often to be miserable, it's an important thing. I would like to thank Robert for allowing everyone, for creating such an amazing system that, you know, so many people around the world I've seen have really enjoyed and gained so much benefit from. I know myself, I have really benefited from, you know, I said earlier today while I was in front of the camera that I don't want to imagine where I would be if I hadn't had this tool and this resource, and I absolutely meant it. You know, I mean, I could very well have you know, committed suicide, because I absolutely hated myself, you know, for a really, really long time, many years, you know, almost my entire life. I always felt like, you know, there was something that other people had that I didn't have that allowed them to get along with people. But the resource and the benefits from it have been amazing for myself and so many of my friends and family and people that I know and love. And thank you so much, Robert.
Yes, I have say.